The Boston Celtics are projected for 46 and a half games this season. They still have Brad Stevens as the coach. They aren't going to have Kemba Walker until January, apparently, due to a left knee injury. Mm-hmm. And then they also lost Gordon Hayward, Enes Kanter, and Brad Wanamaker. But they picked up Tristan Thompson and Jeff Teague. So,
yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah. I think that's going to help them more in the playoffs, to be honest.
Well, let's talk about this. Jayson Tatum, your favorite player in the Eastern Conference?
No.
Oh, that surprises me.
He got paid, didn't he?
Yeah,
he got paid.
Favorite player in the East? I would probably go, just because I've had a long history of watching him and being a fan of him, is KD.
Yeah, but he's not an East player yet. He doesn't count. He hasn't stepped on the floor for.
So favorite player, just of players who've been playing in the East, it would definitely probably be Jayson. I got to look at all the East players, but I'm pretty sure it's Jayson Tatum because he's the only one that comes to mind after KD.
So we've talked a lot about Jayson Tatum on the show, just because when they were making their playoff run in Boston this year in the bubble,
yeah,
we made it very clear that this jump had to happen.
Yeah, and he did it too. Like he all the way. I liked it. It was cool. I was cool with it.
Now, 25, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, a steal, and a block a game. Is that the most wins? That's not the most wins for any Eastern Conference team, is it, Lynn?
What? Most wins?
At 46, it's not it, right?
Oh, no.
No, I think it was the Bucks who was ahead of them, but I'm pretty sure they were second.
Right. Okay. So that puts them, that makes sense. Like, if Tatum's going to give you, here's my question. If Tatum gives you that for a season, number one, do you think that's possible for him? And number two, is he an MVP candidate?
Not the 10 rebounds. I could see him. Oh, he definitely will be. If he does that again, he's an MVP candidate for sure. Yeah. And if he does get to it, because it all all those factors come into play. So Kemba Walker being out, if they still like win without him and get to even more than that, I think that definitely makes him a top candidate for MVP.
Yeah, and I think from a depth standpoint, actually, before I put the highlights back on, from a depth standpoint,
what I thought was really weird when I was looking at their roster on Basketball Reference is if you look at the heights of like everybody, there's like nobody over 6'9" on that roster, and then you have Taco Falls, who's like 7'5".
Yeah. Well, that's why they compared them so much to the Rockets last year. It's because they went all small ball pretty much, and that was pretty much their method too. So
yeah, and the year before that, when they faced LeBron's final Cleveland team, the Celtics and the Rockets both lost their Game 7 in a very similar way by just like dying by the three.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's why I like that Tristan Thompson pickup, because a lot of people looked at Tristan Thompson as an ass player, which he kind of is. But in playoff series, he's very like he was a problem with the Warriors because he could D up guards pretty well. Like
with the Cavs.
But I mean when they were facing the Warriors, yeah. And he was like he's a super physical guy, and they let him get away with a lot of shit down there. Down low, which is fine. So, like, I think that's a really good pickup.
Into it.
Yeah. Well, I didn't really like it when I was watching it, but for a team, like, that's what a team wants, in a player.
And they need, like, for a lot of teams, Tristan Thompson is more than likely a bad pickup because of
goes against everything you need.
He has a very specific skill set where he's a banging, get rebounds, do the little things, power forward. Yeah. On the Celtics, it works because that's all they need. They need size like that to do that. So, in that sense, that's a good pickup for them. Jeff Teague is interesting to me because I don't think this team needs more fucking guards.
That's probably more so because of the prior playoff experience and Kemba being out. They probably wanted to have
That's true.
him.
He'll probably be a big deal for a while.
That's why it's only a 1-year deal. It's
and
not,
then another one of their guards, Romeo Langford, is going to be out for 4 to 5 months. So Jeff Teague is probably a good pickup for that as well.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense. I forgot about that.
And a night like Tristan Thompson probably gets you like a good 10 points and 10 rebounds. Like he's good for that.
I think 10 points and 10 rebounds is a lot to ask for Tristan Thompson at this point in his career. I think I don't even want to put a number in terms of points, but I'm looking at 8 rebounds. Hopefully, if he can come on the floor.
Why you say at this point in his career? He's only 29.
Yeah, but like, I don't know.
But if you go and you look
at any better.
What he did last year, it seemed like he wasn't doing well even last year. So people aren't really optimistic about him for this year.
His time to get better is past.
Yeah, maybe that. I think in terms of what he needs, like I could just see him getting 8 to 10 points off putbacks. Because if they're gonna be, you got like a bunch of 3-point shooters and shit, it's gonna be a lot of floor spacing, and he's gonna get easy rebounds and stuff.
Yeah.
But in terms of I just don't like if you look at players in bad teams, like they especially a player like him who won a championship and was in the finals multiple times with LeBron, you know what I mean? So like that kind of change, like his attitude is probably like, I don't really want to be here. I don't want to be doing this. I don't want to be playing for a 19-win team. And you know what I mean? Like, but when you're playing for a contender and you have a chance at the playoffs, you're
hoping that the attitude changes.
Yeah, and I definitely could see it because we saw how he played. Like he was definitely an asset for Cleveland when he was a big part of what helped Cleveland get back with Golden State. Like that he actually played.
It's been a few years it's been a few years since that guy's appeared. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if being on a championship or a winning team helped his motivation, then they got a good piece.
Yeah. You know? I think for what he needs, like you don't need him to be like you don't need him to score you 10 points a game. But I feel like he could, like with the role he's given and just like what he has to do, he could just get you that.
What do you think about Jaylen Brown?
I don't know. Like
let me ask you a question. Wait, let me do an either or. Jaylen Brown or Chris Middleton?
I like Jaylen Brown more.
That's interesting. Jaylen Brown or Paul George?
I'll go if I like to start. Like, am I picking them?
Second. I'm naming second options in the league.
Like, who would I want on my team?
Yeah. Either or. Second option.
I'd rather Jaylen Brown especially for the long run.
This is what I'm saying. Like, my point is with Jaylen Brown is I think he's got the talent to be a second scorer, or a second option on a championship team. Like this is what that 21, 7 rebounds or 7.5 rebounds and a steal and a half a game. And he's shooting 35% from downtown.
The reason I would pick Jaylen Brown over Paul George, to me, is because when I watched him play, he didn't seem like he was scared of the moment. Yeah. And I feel like Paul George is just scared of the moment. Like, he's proven that over the last 5 years. So it's just, it just makes more sense. And I feel like Jaylen Brown plays decent defense. And, I don't know. I feel like he's, especially as a second option, I think he's a really good second option.
I think Tatum is very consistent and a solid first option at this point. I think whether they hit that win total, and what'd you say, 46.5, Lynn? I would say that Jaylen Brown hitting 20 points a game or more is going to be crucial to that. And and being consistent with it.
Yeah. I could see them just hitting it. I don't know if it just because of you lose Kemba for a while. I don't know what their
Yeah,
beginning
true.
schedule looks like. Like that matters.
I think the kids could. I think Jaylen Brown and Tatum could carry them from a scoring standpoint during that time. I don't think the loss of Gordon Hayward is so devastating.
Yeah.
Um,
I hope Tatum continues what he like. If he could do that consistently, his play not the 10 rebounds because I just don't see a 6'7" guy getting 10 rebounds.
I mean, on this team where there's nobody else to get the rebounds,
yeah, that's true. Yeah,
you might.
if he could give you that 26, 5, and 7, 6, like
Yeah.
I think that'll do it. Especially in the East. I could see them getting like 47, 48 wins. Something like that.
It's just got to be. I just got to see. I got to see how this team looks when they come out to start the season, because the team that we're going to see to start the season and the team that we're going to see in the playoffs, if they were to make it there, would be very different. You know what I mean? Including Kemba. This is a team I could see making serious moves at the deadline. Like
what would you expect from them? Like what do you think?
I just think they're one guy away. Like I don't think this is the best team in the East, and I think they're a piece away from being like consistently the most dominant team in the conference.
That's okay. That's interesting. So why don't you think they're the best team in the East?
Because I just don't think they have enough, and I think that the fact that they only have one guy, to Lindsay's point, the fact that they only have one guy who's over 6'9" matters. Like that doesn't sustain. You can't sustain
for the full season though. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Like you can't.
I just thought you meant like though in terms of records.
Yeah, you can beat bad teams. Yeah. You can beat bad NBA teams doing that. Yeah. Sure. But when you're playing like the upper echelon teams, it's going to be a lot harder.
Yeah.
And
I just don't know where in the East who's much better than them. I got you got Miami, you got Milwaukee, and the Nets are just a question mark. Like you don't truly know what you're getting from the Nets yet.
We're gonna get.
We'll get to that. Yeah.
But we just talked about Toronto. I could see Toronto giving this team a lot of trouble. Like they have a lot of size, and they know what they're well coached. So much like this Celtics team, who is well coached by Brad Stevens. I just don't know. I don't know. They really did lose a lot of depth. Like as much as the loss of somebody like Hayward, these injury losses will hurt them.
Yeah, in the beginning, but I think towards the end it'll like, and I think they're better off if they somehow go to like 6 seed. No, maybe not 6 seed, but like if you become a 4th or 5th seed, like that makes their road probably a little easier. Like because you got your first round. Oh, maybe not. I don't know. We'll see.
But I think I'm gonna say I think they'll. I don't know. I'll say under. I think this team's going to take a little bit of a dip. Not a huge one, but a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, I see them. What was it, 47? 47 and a half?
46 and a half.
Oh, okay, yeah. I could see them getting 47, 48 wins. Yeah. Something like that.
So you're taking the over?
Yeah.
All right.